from holiday and I have no hair. I would share all the crafty things I did and didn't do and acquired whilst I was in Tasmania. If you're new around here, don't worry, so am I. And then I had a hiatus because I went on holiday. I'm Yvette and this is Let Yvette, and I talk about all things crafty, mainly sewing, knitting and whatever I want to dabble in there. First, I'm wearing the Kenny shirt, woven shirt by Style Arc. I made this a little while ago. I love it. It's such a good shirt, such a good fit. I want to make another one. I'd like it. I think I want to make it with a bigger collar. But yeah, so we were traveling around Tasmania for 3 weeks and in a motorhome, which was my in-laws, and it is a beautiful fancy motorhome. We weren't roughing it whatsoever. I'm a big camper, or I used to be before kids, and this feels like a home away from home. It is huge. It has like 2 double beds, it has an oven, it has a microwave, it has a fridge, it has a toilet, it has a shower, it has a washing machine. Like, it's huge. And part of that, because it's so big, it needs a special license to drive, which I never acquired and my husband had. So I thought, I am literally going to pack every single project that I can take on the road, because I'm just going to be there doing my crafts whilst my kids are in the car seats and my husband is driving. And the reality was, there wasn't as much driving as I thought there would be, so I didn't get as much as I thought I'd get done. So anyway, let's go through it. In the previous video, I'll figure out how to link it. I don't know how to do that. I said I wanted to make hexi quilts appliques for like cushions and things like that, and I thought, I'm gonna have all this downtime where I can be cutting out fabric, making this stuff and hand sewing it. And the reality was, I see these are unopened. I haven't done it yet. It's a really good thing to do at home when you have everything set up, but even though the motorhome was big and fun and everything, like setting stuff up and then packing it away to make it safer for your kids is a lot more difficult than, say, at home, where I'm in my hobby room and I can literally just like close and lock the door so they can't come in. So I didn't do any of that, but I did do a lot of knitting, but at the same time maybe not as much as I thought I would. It's kind of hard. Like, I have to admit, like, I am a very, very slow knitter, and I think, oh no, I can speed through things, and it turns out I can't. So I made the Sophie scarf, and I did wear it. I wore it in Cradle Mountain. It was actually like sleeting when we were there, and it's summertime here, and it was really like cute. And I also wore it to Mona. I went to the art gallery there, and it's just like, it was quite nice and cozy, and now because I don't have any hair, it was nice to have. And I'm definitely making another one. I want to make maybe something a bit different, but yeah, like, everyone's done this pattern and for a good reason. It's a really good pattern and I really like how it looks. I've never been a scarf person because I always find them too big, but the Sophie scarf, pretty good. And yeah, I blocked it. Well, I just don't come for me, but I just chucked it in the wash. I mean, it was washable wool. It's like Morris and Son estate, but yeah, that's how I blocked it, and it just like grew, which I'm happy about. It's great. Yeah, so I did also start a jumper. I did show a work in progress that I was doing, but I actually frogged it and started another one. And so I started the step-by-step sweater again by Florence made, and I made it this far. Yeah, I did the collar, like the double fold collar. I'm very new to knitting, so, or not very experienced at it, so I did German short rows, and I'm doing raglan stitch increases. I did make a couple of mistakes in the short rows, and I kept on like putting this down, so there's like a couple of holes, but I watched a few tutorials on how to fix it. So part of me was like, oh, do I just like start again because now I understand how to do it, or do I just keep going? And so I guess I didn't make as much progress as I would like, because I was a bit like, I'm putting it down, taking it back up. I love it, and I love this colour. I think it'll be really nice for winter. I know we're going into summer, but like I said, I'm a slow knitter, so I need to knit winter stuff now and then probably summer stuff in winter. Yeah, this has been pretty good, and this is like Bendigo luxury, Bendigo Woolen Mills like luxury 10 ply. It's really nice. It's really nice and soft. It's really nice to knit with. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. It was really fun, and now that I understand how to do the raglan increases, which I've never done before, I've never made a jumper before or done German short rows, I really like it, and it's kind of a bit of a mindless knit now, which is fun. It's fun to have, and it's necessary if you have little ones around. So yeah, I think I will finish it kind of quicker when I am knitting. Like, I think I'm gonna prioritize that. So I did make that. I did finish the Sophie scarf finally, and then I started making a sock, but now I kind of actually want to like change the yarn around a little bit, so I kind of just stopped. And also I made a little mistake, so I had to frog it a little bit, and then yeah, and then re-knit it. So I just got my it's like, oh, what is it? It's the basic sock pattern by the Sock Project. I think it's got the basic pattern, and I just kind of went a bit mindless and just did like a normal rib stitch with like 1 knit 1 purl, and I know it's like 2 knit 1 purl, and then I got confused and I was like, oh, perfectionist in me had to like frog it and then start over. But yeah, and I got these like teeny tiny circular needles, which I had never ever done, but I'll talk about acquisitions soon. Another thing I was trying to do whilst knitting in the car, and probably why I didn't make as much progress as I personally thought I would, was to knit continental style. I am a lefty, and everyone says that if you're a lefty, lefties usually knit oh, that was lightning. I usually hear that lefties usually knit continental, whereas like right-handed people knit English style, but I only learned English style, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to try it. So knitting things in continental is just so slow going and frustrating, and I really didn't like it, but I thought I'll just do it. But not least, I thought I would be bringing and wearing a lot more me-made clothes, and because I do on a normal basis, but I ended up getting my hair cut, as you can probably tell if you have followed me for a little bit. I got it done the week that I was leaving, and honestly it was the worst haircut I've ever had in my life, and hair is everything. And it was, yeah, like I'll put like the video, or like I'll link, I kind of go into it and you can see it in more detail, but basically I have like really thick hair, and when it's not layered or anything, my ponytail is literally that thick. Like, it is thick strands of hair and thick, you know, Peruvian mountain hair that I have. And like, I love my hair. I used to not always love it, but I love it. And then I thought, well, we're going away and it's just a bit hot. I just would like a trim, like literally a trim. And the person had completely butchered it and put like layers that were like 1 centimeter from my scalp. Like, not people with thick hair want thin hair all the time and stuff. And it ended up looking like a mushroom. And I ended up like going to another hairdresser and saying like, they've really stuffed up my hair. Is there any way to fix it? And they said, like, you can just let it grow, but like some bits were so short I couldn't even pin it back, like not even like this. So I ended up getting like a pixie cut, and it's already grown like that much since the haircut. But yeah, it was like horrendous. And then so leading up, like I had packed up basically what I was going to wear and things like that. I had like even made like clothes specifically to wear in Tasmania that are practical and stuff like that. And then I just really lost my self-confidence, which is kind of shocking and sad and all that sort of stuff. And so I just didn't want to take anything that I had made. I just felt like I had lost my sense of personal style, and I brought a bias cut skirt that I had made and I did wear, and a blue vest that I made, and I believe I had showed in the previous video, or I definitely showed it on the Clock app. And I did wear the vest a little bit. The weather needed it, but I just kind of wore a hat just wore t-shirts and jumpers and jeans and just kind of stuck to like my really basic uniform that I wear that wasn't like stuff I had made my first self, which is pretty disappointing. Like, I am a bit disappointed that I didn't do that, but I really was rattled. I know it's hair, I know it's just hair, but hair is everything. Anyway, so that's one thing I thought I would have a lot more, is I'm wearing like something me made every day, and that was not the case. Anyway, and I guess last but not least, I thought I would record vlogs and stuff like that. I did record a couple of like scenes and beautiful things with the intention of putting on like TikTok or you know, YouTube, but I don't know. I still got like, I guess, like generic things I can put. Maybe I'll put inserts in here, we'll see. And I thought I would have that creative flair going, and I was really not on my phone, and that was good. That was nice. I was just really in a moment with my family, playing with the kids and my husband, and you know, going on hikes and exploring the towns. And I also have a good friend in Launceston who watches, so that was lovely to hang out with her and her lovely kid. And yeah, okay, this is more of the things like I did do or buy or whatever when I was in Tasmania. One big thing was I did read these books, as well as the Zero Waste Patterns by Brigitte Helmerson. I loved reading. Like, when I had a moment, even when I was driving, I'd just be reading it, and I literally read this book cover to cover. It's a really good book. It's just about like sewing patterns and how to make blocks, like, and I think it's designed more for like, it's like a beginner level, I think, fashion design student book, but I just want to make blocks for myself, to be honest. I just want to make things fit a lot easier, and I like to self-draft and be creative, so I really loved this. I have to say the sizing guide just is a bit like, oh, okay, what? But anyway, all good. Yeah, good book. Read it cover to cover. I also read this book, and I started one of the patterns. This is such a beautiful book. It's so beautiful. Anyway, and then I did a lot of journaling about things I want to make and things for the future and plans for next year, which I'll probably share in its own video because there's a lot. But just a summary is like, yeah, like what I want to knit, what I want to sew, what I want to make for the house, a lot of like DIY stuff, and how I'm going to set up our house in Canberra. So I have a house in Canberra, and we're not living there at the moment, and we're moving back hopefully next year. And there's like a lot of, it's just such a blank canvas of a beautiful house, and it's just like, oh, getting inspired and ideas. And yeah, so that was really fun to have that time. I'm going to show you the stuff I bought. So I didn't buy like souvenirs so much in the sense of like a Tassie devil. Like, I did buy one toy for my kids, like a wombat, a echidna and a Tassie devil. But I thought I would buy fabric and yarn for my different, like, you know, trips as a memory kind of thing. I thought that would be a nice thing to do. So the first thing I had bought, actually it's in here, it's my work in progress, is this sock yarn set, and it is so cute, and it comes with this grey, and it's from a local maker called Yarns with Alex, and they're just beautiful, and there were so many, and actually I saw other colors that were more my style, and I'm like, oh, I have to get some more. It's really good, and it's really nice, and it's beautiful and soft, and yeah, she's a local hand dyer, and yeah, I love it. So I got that from Launceston. I ended up also getting knitting needles. I got some double points. I got quite a few double points actually. Well, oh, and I made this case, by the way, which I took. It's a really good case that I made. I'm very proud of it, and I'm actually going to make another version for my mother-in-law. I've got this case. I'll have to do a video about it. But yeah, I got some double pointed needles for my kids. No joke. They snapped some of them, so I had all these fragments. So I ended up buying some metal ones. So I got the Zing Knit Pro ones. And then I have a friend in Launceston. Hi Lindsay, if you're there, she'll probably be like, if she's watching. Lent me her sock circular needles and I loved it, but I liked a bit more of a sharper point, so I ended up finding these needles in Hobart, in the store called Salamanca Wool store. It's very nice. It's very nice. I walked in there and was like, oh, I think I got a video of it because I was just like, oh my god, look at all this yarn, and I had to get some yarn, so I got some. I got this beautiful, I think they're called hedgehog fibers yarn. Like, I just don't want it to get my face in because look how beautiful that is. It's in the color Moonstone. I am going to make a beautiful pair of special socks with that. So I got that. I ended up also getting this, and it's this beautiful, I love this blue. It's this beautiful blue, like, and it's hand dyed, and I just saw it and thought this would make a really nice like Sophie scarf, or I want to find a different pattern. It's a 100 gram skein. Not sure yet. I'm thinking like a little scarf. It's so nice, or a beanie, but I have another idea for a beanie. I also went to the Salamanca markets, which is a famous market. It's really big markets in Tassie. I believe it's the biggest in Southern Hemisphere. I could be wrong. And I was looking for a stall called like Art Viva, because apparently they make like hand woven crochet hooks and stuff, and I wanted to look and see what they had. Couldn't find them. Ended up finding this store, and they sold this yarn. Oh gosh, what's that name? I think it was called Alpaca South was the store. I'll write it down. And this was, it says like Genmark alpacas, and it is the most beautiful hand dyed variegated 4-ply alpaca yarn. And I'm like, I want to pair it with a orange, and I want it to, so yeah, I'm gonna like knit it double, and I'm tossing up whether I'll just do like a merino wool or like perhaps, what was it, mohair. I want to make a beanie with this. I do love like, you know, outdoors and camping and stuff, and in winter I do wear beanies, so I really always wanted like an orange beanie, and I thought that this was just so beautiful, and I'm very happy with that. And yeah, it's beautiful pink and oranges, and like, yeah, it's probably a bit more pinky in there, so I would balance that with a bit more orange. But yeah, I got that on the whim because it was, yeah. And last bit of yarn I got this in a town called St. Helens, and it's just a ball of yarn that's very classically Bendigo Woolen Mill. Oh, they're so good, their stuff. I'm just trying to grab like, I have a bunch of Bendigo Woolen Mills yarn, like, so they have like a really, you know, they're 200 grams and they're an iconic shape, and I don't know who else does yarn like this, and I saw it in the op shop for $1, and I was like, oh, I can make like a Sophie scarf or something like that with this. And it's the blue I like, it's a blue that's my color, like when you're talking about color seasons and stuff. So yeah, I grabbed that because I thought, there's a few things I can do with this, and I'm very happy with that. Other like non-knitting things, I didn't get any fabric, I couldn't find any, but I did get, oh, I'm gonna butcher the name, how do you pronounce it? Is it sashiko? I've just always read it. Like hand stitching, Japanese hand stitching stuff, and I got a little like thimble and some extra thread and a few different patterns, and I want to do a bit more hand sewing. That's a goal for next year. I want to do like repairs, make it beautiful, and one of the goals is like, I'd like to make a quilt, and I'd like to include some hand stitching in it. So I got this kit. I thought I would do this kit when I was away, and I didn't at all, but it's so beautiful, and very happy I got that. And what else did I get? Last but not least, I went to the, oh no, sorry, I've got two more things. I got these from the op shop. So I got two knitting template patterns. I really like these. I feel like these are really good resources, and they were $2 each, I believe. I didn't spend that much on them. I used them. I look at them as reference guides because I love quilting and the idea of quilting and like patterns and references. And this one's an applique one, and this is just the shapes, how to make this pattern. Really cool, really cool. So I grabbed them, and I also got this book. I believe I did spend $2 on this. A really old, you know, designer knitting Australian book, and I mean, the stuff is really cool in it. I may not make any of these patterns. Most probably I won't, but I just love using things as references and ideas for things. I'm really into getting old books from op shops for very cheap and using them as references, same with quilting books and sewing books. I think it's just such a beautiful reference, and it's so lovely. And this book is older than me. I think it's like a year older than me. I think it was in like 87. So yeah, I'm really happy with that too, and I thought that was like a really fun thing to get, and I got these in an op shop in St. Helens. Yeah, so that's my Tassie trip summed up. I didn't actually talk anything about Tasmania. Maybe I'll include a few clips, maybe not, that might be boring, but beautiful place. I could see myself living there if we weren't going to live in Canberra. I love Canberra as well. And yeah, so I will be posting weekly. I am currently, you know, resettling back home, kind of going through a big declutter of like everything, I suppose, because, you know, when you travel in a motorhome with limited stuff, you kind of know that you don't need as much stuff as you have. And same, like, I just want to get rid of half of my kids' toys and donate them and stuff. And yeah, and then like both of them went through growth spurts, so they just kind of like grew all of a sudden. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking, so I'll do a couple of videos. I will be talking about plans for next year, like what my goals are, and also I guess summer plans, because they kind of tie in together. But I know with like my sewing and my knitting and any of my creating, I kind of had been making stuff or trying to make stuff quick, whereas like now I kind of want to go into a really slow approach and make things that take a very long time, like a quilt or like an interesting sewing pattern or something really intricate and detailed, and learning the skill. And because I just enjoy the process so much, and I enjoy the slowness of it, that I don't need to just make things for the sake of making so quickly. So that's what Tassie has taught me. And I know this video is a bit all over the place, but if you like this sort of stuff, please like and subscribe. I feel so weird saying that, but yeah, anyway, I'm very small here, and thank you so much for watching if you have stayed this long. Okay, bye.